I got your wig, ho. Ha ha. You're mad. Miss Wig. I got your wig, ho. I got your wig, ho. Miss Wigiana. I got you.
Well, hello, it is the Wigiana. Welcome back to another Real Housewives of New Jersey edit. This reunion edit will have inserted clips. I know that's hard for you dense-ass bitches to understand, but yes, my reused-ass clips will be in here due to I do not want to get copywritten stricken in this hoe, and I don't want my video snatched down, okay? And it also adds further context. If you don't like it, you can also watch the reunion for free at bravo.com. If you can't watch it there for free, oh well. Sorry. Thank you for watching. Let's get into this video.
You know what? Let me ask you, Margaret, if this woman was such a good friend to you, why would you care if she was on the show?
This is a woman who wants to be on The Housewives, who auditioned 3 times and didn't make it. So now there's yeah.
Okay.
Yes, Andy.
Okay.
You know this.
No, I know. I see a lot of tapes, so I'm sure that I saw her.
You've seen hers a couple times.
Okay.
And then it was so interesting because on Watch What Happens Live, Andy asked Melissa why she's not mad at Margaret for telling you this rumor about her cheating, and she completely deflects by saying that you tried to get on the show 3 times. What was your take on hearing Melissa say that?
Well, it's pretty funny coming from her, someone who basically screwed her family over to get on the show and ruined an entire relationship, you know, destroyed an entire family for fame and a paycheck. And so, sorry, you know, little old me has to interview.
I wanted her on the show.
She tried to get her on the show.
Nuts?
She is convinced that you
Her husband wrote
blocked
me
her
thank
from
you
getting
notes.
on.
What do I run NBC Bravo now?
By
you
the
guys
way,
give me
can
a
I
lot
tell
of
you
power.
something to tell her? If she was trying to get on the show as her friend, and then she was trying to get on the show as her enemy, you don't think that would be interesting to producers as well?
That happened with Melissa. You brought my sister-in-law. Why don't you bring Laura on?
Because I'm
It'll make
interesting.
great TV.
I'm actually pretty cool.
It'll make great
interesting.
TV. No, interesting. It was disgusting.
I'm
This was
interesting.
disgusting.
Come on.
You're gonna shake shit.
Did I call?
You could clear this whole thing up. Did Melissa ever contact you to try to get on the show?
No, I don't.
No, not her.
No.
She would never message you.
No. I have no recollection of that. All I know is 2 things. She was cute. Joe was funny. They had a double staircase like you guys, which I was like, oh, that's funny.
And that's why you guys brought her
We're
on. 'cause
talking
you're
about
like, this
how
is
I
gonna
got
make
on the
great.
show.
My family came on the show behind my back, and that was the worst thing like that I could have ever happened to me. Because that's why I don't speak to Kathy anymore, because I'll never speak to her or Rosie ever again, because I don't want family like that. But my brother and Melissa, for my parents, of course, I forgave them, and it is what it is. It's the truth.
It's like Lisa said to me one time, she goes, I've been through a lot in my life, and I've been through a lot.
Yeah.
One of the things that hurt me the most in my whole life, besides losing my mom, was my family coming on the show behind my back.
Was fame more important than family?
Okay, because I respect your question. First of all, I'm going to tell you all right now that the getting on behind the back thing is 100% false and untrue.
I get a phone call a week before season 3 was filming. Okay? Teresa calls me. Because I was her producer season 2.
Okay.
She said, oh my gosh, I just learned that my sister-in-law and my brother are cast members on this show. I did not know that until now.
True or not true, Teresa had no idea you were coming on the show.
Untrue. They inboxed me to interview her and I, which, by the way, they inbox all of my friends still right now looking for.
But all my friends, as soon as they get inboxed, they say.
Yeah, but you and I were not friends at all.
She had no idea.
And this is before the...
This is a week before filming we're supposed to commence.
This is before the famous other baptism.
Yes.
Which was Joe and Melissa's son's baptism.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, she had no idea. She called me, freaking out. What should I do? I don't know, Carla. This is crazy. That's my family. I don't want to fight with my family. She was freaking out.
Because she knew that the show required fighting at this point?
Well, I think she knew that at that time they probably weren't at the best place.
Oh.
But so when she said she was blindsided, what I can say to you is the truth that I know.
I do believe she was blindsided.
She had no idea.
That part I do believe she was blindsided.
She had no idea. She found out because they finally revealed to her, not they, the producers, that your sister-in-law and your brother on the show, you have to go to this
christening.
Yeah.
And we're going to be there with
Which is the first day of filming. That's how she found out.
Second of all, because the show was The Real Housewives of New Jersey, and when they approached me to join, I took an opportunity. I auditioned. I took an opportunity just like every other girl on this couch and on our show, and like the Manzos and Jacqueline. And you can't let anyone tell you what to do or claim you. You have to live for you. You have to take, and I didn't come on to argue with anybody. So the truth is, you have to, if an opportunity comes your way, no one owns The Real Housewives of New Jersey, okay? We're gonna take an opportunity just like every single other person in this whole Jacob Javits Center did. So I'm not gonna let anybody stop us from something. And we did really make a decision together as a family. And Teresa 100% knew that we were getting on this show. It was never behind her back.
Okay, so this one came in all forms, and so I'm going to kind of combine a bunch of questions in one, and this is about Jersey.
All right.
The first one, which was asked in multiple versions, here it is. Did Teresa know that Melissa and Joe, because Carlos King, as you know, went on Juicy Scoop and said that, and confirmed
that they did not.
They did not, that Teresa did not know and was blindsided. And so now everyone's dying to know if this really is true.
Okay, so I was not there for this season. However, I have heard from multiple people who were that no, Teresa didn't know. And she was blindsided at the christening.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot. Does the, quote, mob-style video of Joe and Melissa saying they're going to take down Teresa exist?
But I've heard about this. So there was a casting tape done of Joe and Melissa. I'm guessing it would have been during season 2. It was done, either they were at or were going to a themed party that was like 1930s mob. So they were in costume.
Okay.
Sitting down, and which is looking ridiculous, and talking and answering questions that casting producers were asking them. I guess one of the answers that they were giving was something about like, I'm ready to come after Teresa and like put her in her place. By the way, I'm paraphrasing here. I'm just going on memory from someone who has seen it and told me about it. And that they are talking about like, quote unquote, taking Teresa down. So it does exist. It is a casting tape that is probably locked in a vault at Sirens.
To be honest with you, Melissa just blew me up in the first 2 seasons. Every day of filming, she wanted me to put her on the show. She needed me to put her on the show. She actually said, why don't you bring the crew and the cameras and come to our house, and Joey and I will film with you and we'll tell everybody about Teresa and Joe. And I'm like, I don't get involved in family business. And I'm not doing that now, but I can tell you now, and it was like the second season, I go, I'm nearing the end of the season. I'm going to leave. And when I leave, I've been giving all of your information to production, to Andy Cohen, to the higher-ups at Bravo and at NBC Uni. And I'm pretty much sure that I've gotten you in your chance to be on the show. So take your shot now. Tell her all the things you need to say, but leave me out of it. I'm just giving you a chance to be on the show that you've been begging me to be on.
You're disgusting. You didn't even say congratulations.
Your nephew? Did you?
Yes, of course I did.
Yes. Oh, that's funny because they don't get in my face.
Do not break out my family! You
my face.
Do not break out my family! You bitch! You piece of you f***ing bitch! You mother you are a piece of garbage!
Come here, Teresa.
Bitch!
Come here.
You bitch!
Come here.
You hate her! She's a piece of
Why exactly did Dina bow out of being a bridesmaid?
She didn't want to be on camera.
But she could have not signed a release and not gotten on camera.
She didn't want people knowing she was coming here. And, you know, I'm not going to get upset with her. When she told me, I was like, okay. I wish she would have told me a little sooner, but it's okay.
Teresa and I are like friends and have been friends since we're 20-something years old. Her daughter's godmother. Dave and Louie are very close. And at that time, I assumed she knew that they wanted Dave and I in the engagement party, I mean, the wedding party as well.
Oh, okay, right.
So I said to her again, T, I know I said this before, and I'm not going to lie. It wasn't just this. It was, again, my fears were coming up. And I said, listen, there's some people that are very intertwined in the Manzo family. And, you know, Dolores and her family are very much intertwined. And I don't feel comfortable with that. I just don't feel comfortable with that. Teresa, obviously, Dave and I were there for the engagement, the actual engagement. We were in Greece with them when it happened. We were a big part of it. You know, we knew before Teresa knew. And then Teresa said, you know, Dee, I'm having this party, engagement party, blah, 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 blah. I said, I 1,000% want you to have everyone that you want there. I'm going to bow out. You know, I really wanted to bow out at that point. And I'm like, Teresa, please, I was at your engagement. I will be at the wedding. And she was like, okay. So then she spoke to Louie and she called me back. She's like, Louie and I just discussed it. And you and Dave are close to both of us. And this is where the piece at the reunion comes in. She was like, we really want people there that know both of us and love both of us. At the wedding, we'll have everyone's individual.
You know what's funny? I remember when you were dating Louie in the early time, we ran into each other at some point, and the impression that I was getting from them was that you all were kind of hanging out and that they really liked him and you were really happy.
Yes, I introduced them, and my brother's the one that brought him on the show. I didn't want to bring him on the show right away. My brother's the one that introduced him on the show because it's all about the show.
Really? Louie was begging when we were at the girls' trip, just so you know, before he was on the Housewives, he kept telling Joe that whole week, let's fly out there and get on the show. So he did want to be on TV.
Okay.
No, he does not want to be
just
on
like
TV.
He knew who you were when he met you.
No, he did not.
Yes, he certainly did. He knows Alexia, too.
Yeah,
he wanted to go out with Alexia.
Like you know him that well?
He wanted to go out with Alexia from Miami?
Yes.
Oh.
No. It was before he met you.
I feel like Louie and Todd would be like super good friends.
Wait, guess what? You met him.
I did.
Him in Barcelona. When he comes downstairs, he's taking a shower right now. He's
oh my God, no way.
He said he met you in Barcelona. Were you there with Todd?
At the W.
Do you remember now?
Yes, absolutely. Oh my God, I remember completely. I remember totally. We were walking like towards like the W, and he approached me, kind of like, you know, so many people and so many people recognize you. And, you know, he did obviously know me from the show and the whole thing. I can't believe it's him, Teresa.
Yes.
Oh my God, wait until I tell Todd.
He said to me, he goes, because I told him I was doing this with you. He's like, babe, I met her. And he did tell me a while ago. He's like, I met him, you know, Miami Housewives once in Barcelona. But when he told me, it didn't ring a bell. And then I told him I was doing this with you. He's like, babe, remember I told you I met a Miami housewife in Barcelona? He's like, that's her, Alexia. And I was just like, oh my God. I'm like, I can't wait to tell her.
What a small world, Teresa.
I know.
How we're all connected. This was like meant to
somehow.
be. Yes. Oh my God. I'm even more excited now. Yes.
Yeah. So when he comes down, I'll make him say hi.
Okay, great.
I'm gonna tell him now. Like I don't think he left yet. Hi, honey. Before you come down and see me. Okay, I just texted him. He's taking a steam shower. He's obsessed with it, and it keeps your skin looking really good.
Yeah, no, Todd loves it too. They have a lot of similarities.
Oh, babe, come here. Alexia wants to say hi to you. She remembers you.
Of course.
Wait, hold on. Once you see, you know what he looks like.
Yeah, of course. Hi.
How you doing?
He was eating.
Good,
sorry.
Thanks. How are you?
Good, remember him now?
What a small world. Absolutely, yes.
I was with my son. I ran into you at in Barcelona.
In Barcelona, as we were walking, yes.
I think
you were so nice.
Walking with your fiance.
Yes, at that point he was still my fiance, right? At that point he was still my. At that point I don't even think we were engaged. What year was that? That was 2019.
Yeah.
It was summer of 2019, and then he asked me to get married in December
Nice. Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations to you guys. I
Thank you
can't
very
wait
much.
to
Thank you.
see you here in Miami. Please call us. I would love to double date with you guys.
Absolutely. Definitely. Thank you.
My relationship with David, it was a very different relationship. David wasn't a part of anything in my life. I wasn't a part of anything in his life.
Back to the other person that's on team Take Care of Me, Dolores. Well, Dolores would say that because Dolores literally has Frank taking care of them before the divorce and since the divorce. And then she has another man who she'll date, or now is David, and he'll take care of her too.
How long has he been divorced, Paulie?
He's not. My relationship with Paulie is now we're building a life together, and everything we do is together, which is nice.
Do Gabby or Frankie still talk to David?
Yeah, they do. They stayed close.
Teresa, Lexi Lou 767 tweets, why wouldn't you invite Donna to your wedding out of respect for your father? Isn't that the Italian thing to do, to invite the in-laws family?
Joe is, I think, still upset because Teresa didn't invite Donna Marco to the wedding.
Melissa, can you please tell your sisters, your mom, your aunt to not tweet about me?
They don't tweet about you.
I've seen it, okay?
Show it to me. Then you show it to me.
And the thing
they
is,
don't tweet about
Melissa,
you ever. They say nothing but positive things.
Melissa, you can either say,
ever.
Listen,
They would never.
please,
Tell
girls,
them not to get involved.
You
Teresa,
show it to
you
me
have
and
a
then I'll bring
problem.
it to them. Listen to me. You have a problem. Let's solve the problem. Okay. You have a choice to either say, listen, I cannot control what my sisters or my mother do. If they tweet about you,
But they don't.
Like, Teresa has known my mom and sisters forever.
Yep. Well, that's what I'm saying. Why aren't they invited to the wedding? That is bizarre.
I don't know.
That actually hurts my heart because your mother doesn't deserve that.
And he was kind of trying to make me own that, like put the blame on me.
God. If I didn't put Melissa in my wedding, I'm not close to Melissa. This is the thing, honey. We're not close.
Okay.
Like, you're my sister-in-law, but we're not close.
Understandable. Like, my heart's beating right now because it's kind of, like, sad for me.
Why would I be close to her family?
Because your father was around his mother-in-law, that they had a relationship. They were very close. And he's probably right about that.
Okay,
You know?
and why didn't my brother invite your family for Antonia's 316? I was like, I didn't want to just invite her mom and not invite the rest of the family. So that's why I did that. They weren't on my mind.
But they were on your mind when your dad wasn't here and you needed to introduce Louis to family.
When?
At my shore house. My point with this is, like, when you need us, good. When you don't need us, you're like, I'm good, guys,
Melissa,
good, thanks, bye.
It's not just our friends, our family. I want to thank everybody for being loving and supporting towards us.
Yeah, you guys are our chosen family.
Please.
Everyone here is really special to us, so thank you so much for coming. We love you from the bottom of our heart. I wouldn't want anyone else here, but you guys. Yes.
We miss you, Joe. So, thank you very much.
Melissa, that's a dick thing to say.
Okay. You use the words chosen family. And Margaret kind of says to Melissa, what's that about? And then it spirals. What did you mean anything by that?
Was Margaret being a shit starter, you think there?
I was just like, I guess like I was surprised that it was a trigger word.
Exactly. Well, first of all, I'll tell you where I got that from, because I went to another party and she was there, matter of fact, because I smiled at her when I said it. And she said a speech. And she was like, I want to thank my, family for being here. And everyone else here is my chosen family. And I was like, oh my God, I got so taken from that. Like I just had met her recently. It's Veronica's partner. That's another thing, but I don't know if they're going to show it on the show. It's Forgivity.
Okay.
It's another program that I did. It's online.
Yeah.
There's an app for it. And you learn how to forgive people.
Yeah.
It's called Forgivity. So, she was there. Veronica and Denise were both working with me and, helping me to, to like forgive people that, have hurt me in the past.
Yeah.
So that's where I got it from.
That's where you got it
I got
from.
chosen family from going to one of her parties, and it was her speech.
Okay. Why do you think it upset Melissa so much?
I have no idea. I mean, I didn't know, like, why would it upset? I was saying everybody there was my chosen family. Like, I was, I was thanking them for coming. Like I consider them family. Like it was my closest friends. And I mean, my The only family member that I had is my brother, and he wasn't there. And Melissa's my family, but like, I didn't think I said anything bad. Yeah, through marriage, exactly.
Yeah, it was.
She's not my blood.
It's very sad because when I see these girls, my heart, like,
but they seem happy and settled.
No. Oh, no. I'm sad that their uncle isn't here. Yeah. Do you understand?
The girls, Gia says, you know, it gets awkward when the parents fight for us with the kids. So how are the kids right now? Are they seeing each other more?
No, unfortunately. I mean, I know Melania and Antonia Snapchat each other.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, like that. And I think I don't know if Gia Snapchats with Antonia or Gabrielle, but the closest ones are Melania and Antonia.
Okay.
But Melania tells me that her and Antonia always Snapchat each other.
Okay, that's good.
Like, this is Joe's only family member and he's not here.
What do you think will last longer, Joe's stand-up career or Louis and Teresa's marriage?
Wow.
Hold on, I want to hear what Gorga says.
I'm going to answer the question. My stand-up career, baby. I said it.
Teresa, what's your response to Joe saying that his stand-up career would last longer than your marriage?
He's my brother, so I don't, hearing that was really hurtful to hear.
What was your reaction?
And I wish his comedy career is successful.
That's the other night. Come on, that sucks. No, I agree. It's just a lot.
You right?
I'm gonna go to the bathroom. At certain times, I try to be stronger for Joe. But I have my own breaking points.
I could see Melissa's upset though, and I feel bad about it.
I do feel really bad.
You know, a big part of the show is your relationship with your sister-in-law, Teresa.
Right.
And we talked about the wedding, the beautiful wedding, but you and Joe were not there.
Right.
What happened?
Listen, it's extremely sad, It's one of those things where you never wish it on anyone. You never imagine that it's going to happen. I think everyone will see why we made that decision. And I think that was honestly the best thing for my family at the time.
Stop with the storyline.
Your whole storyline is talking about your brother in every scene.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No.
You should thank us for giving you something.
Should I keep going? I
You
had a
should
baby
thank
on the
us.
show.
Who cares?
I went to jail on the show. I got married on the show.
You went to jail.
Yeah.
We're so proud of you.
Do you want to go back, Andy?
He kept the core of this show going, or else it would have just turned into the show that she had for 3 episodes, which was like the Teresa Went to Prison show, which Joe Giudice did on his own.
You're being too nice, honey.
I'm trying to be nice.
Well, you're being nice. How about thank you? Because when she's in prison, Joe wasn't working at all either. So they had no income.
Right.
If we weren't on the show, their kids would not still be living in that house and have food and have whatever they had. How about
also
thank you?
Joe needed to make money on that show, and he needed someone to film with. And
Right.
here we were that jumped in. So that Teresa Went to Prison show was able to be made because he had us to bounce off of and has someone to talk to on it.
It's funny if he brings that up because he wasn't even around during that time. What we were discussing was when your sister was in jail. What we were saying is we helped Joe do this show so we could put food on the table. What's so outrageous?
I love the old video.
And they made them part of it by saying that they put food on our table.
Right.
Which they didn't. If anything, we put food on their table. The show was called Teresa Checks In. So if anything, I put food on their table. Let's get that straight.
Well, I didn't mean homeless. What I meant was we kept the show going.
Okay.
Because, we went through a downfall, right?
Okay. Other people pointed out, though, that we did shut production for a while until Teresa came out.
Correct.
I want everybody to hear this because we're bringing this all out.
Okay.
Because this is over after today. I'm never going to look at your face again.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, because I learned so much.
Bye-bye.
Jacqueline told me so much that you and my brother were doing.
Who?
Jacqueline Marita?
Don't you cry. Don't you get upset over this. He will never be half the man you are. You know where he's going to end up. Where he belongs.
You know the secret I knew, Kim.
Yes. Well, the secret. Right. So the secret that I had told Jacqueline, okay, and both of us kept it to ourselves. We really didn't. Jacqueline never revealed it. That a very, very close friend of Joe's, who I was very close with, and Teresa knows too, a guy, I don't want to mention his name, I don't want to bring any problems, was in Joe Gorga's office and watched Joe Gorga tell his secretary to call the IRS. Now, did they have anything to do with the feds? I don't know. But he watched the secretary call the IRS on Joe Giudice. So, and Jacqueline and I both knew all this. And the person it came from was best friends with Joe. Best friends.
You know, they did. And when they came on the show, they were very good friends with my ex-partner's attorneys, which went to the feds, which I think Melissa and Joe were involved because I know for a fact from an ex-FBI guy that told me, all right, that was helping, you know what I mean, and doing whatever. So he told me, yes, he was behind the scenes with my ex-partner, you know, Master Paul and whatnot. And, you know, they went to the feds to feed them all this information. Yeah, I might have, you know, did a couple, cheated or some things on, you know, my tax returns. Who did? You know what I mean? The only thing that you know, that my accountant didn't do was file my personal tax returns. He filed my business tax returns. He didn't file my personal tax returns for whatever reason. And that was the reason why they got into it and started looking into everything. And then, of course, they had to find something. And they actually didn't really even have, if I was a citizen, it would have been like, it would have been nothing. You know, believe me, it would have been nothing. I would have probably been out in like a year. I would have been home. It would have been over and forgotten. And it would have been like nothing. You know what I mean? But being that I wasn't a citizen, that's what made it, you know, so much worse and, you know, made it to where it got, you know, which was my fault. I should have always, you know, became a citizen and I never did, but whatever. I mean, you can't cry about spilled milk, right? It's pretty much water under the bridge.
Well, that's a very positive attitude to have. I mean, you think that Joe Gorga and Melissa were involved in going to the feds?
Well, why would they invite those attorneys to their party, which you know, by the end of the night, they were thrown out. There is a scene where the one attorney is there and gets thrown out of the party. That's her. All right. She was actually my ex-partner's attorney that were going to the feds and working with my ex-partner. So, I mean, why would they have these people there? Why would they even be there?
You know, Joe's ex-partner, he didn't go to jail because he outed me, and they were hanging out with him.
Ew. Like JK, but like maybe not. But thank you for watching. But you hating ass bitches always have something to say. Hating ass bitch, but you're still watching my vids. What? You're so upset. But that's like okay, because have a piece of bread, have a Xanax, relax, because I said what I said.